So today we are filming for Protector. We are doing this multi-setup, like multi-camera setup with 3 cameras actually. This one filming me playing backdrop, this one close up, still playing backdrop, and this one going for this Drive to Survive / Breaking Point setup.
Action.
I want to be #1 in the world.
I think it's cool because what it actually does is that it's bringing people a bit away from this very formal backdrop kind of thing, and even though that is cool and nice, it makes it, in my opinion, a bit less personal. So by doing this, we're making it more personal. Whatever content you can make that people can recognize, it's good. So by people having seen a show that they liked, and then they see the same setup somewhere else, even though it's like a copy of that idea, it can still serve as something good. I guess a common question that a lot of people have when watching videos on YouTube or whenever of setups like this would be, how much does it actually cost, right? And this is an expensive one. Let's quickly go through it. This is the Aperture Lightstorm 300X, which is around $1,500, I think, 15 to 20,000 kroner. Backdrop, and so just the backdrop is like $100, and then you have the backdrop stand, which is $200 to $300. Reflector, not very expensive. This light tube is, I think, $400. Light stand, $100. Microphone, Sennheiser, it's the one that we were going through before. It's about $1,000, sorry. And then all the microphone stands and light stands, they're around $100 each. The Sony A7 IV, the camera housing is around $2,500, 25,000 kroner. The lens that is on there is the 24mm Grandmaster, and that is $1,400, 14,000 kroner. The FX3 camera housing is $5,000, 50,000 kroner. The lens is on 24 to 70mm Grandmaster. That is 24,000 kroner, which is $2,300. I'm sure the prices are different in the US, so I'm not gonna, but I'm just trying to make an estimate here. Microphone on top there is a Sennheiser MK400, I think. It's like a vlog microphone. Probably $200. Then we have the FX6 camera housing, $7,000, 70,000 kroner, with the 50mm Grandmaster from Sony f1.2, which makes it a great lens, and that is also 25,000 kroner, $2,500. Monitor on top, actually doing this small HD Action 5. Not super happy with that one, I'm sorry, like it's good enough for run and gun. I'm going to get the small HD Cine 7. This one is just like $500, so it's not too bad. Oh, almost forgot, the diffuser here, that's also a couple of $100, so it's expensive. Aperture, I don't know if you actually need a diffuser that expensive. The Godox ones are also pretty good, they work pretty well. And yeah, then you have the tripods. The tripod that the FX6 is on is actually a pretty cheap one, maybe $100. It's Benro, and then we have the Rollei, which is the one that I'm always using, and that is more like $300. But yeah, that's the setup, and I guess the total of that is, I need to count on this, so I'm gonna cut some here. So the estimate for this one is roughly 250,000 kroner, $25,000. And yeah, it's expensive, which is why you might want to rent. So let's quickly go through the reasons why you should own your gear. First of all, by owning your gear, you're more flexible. So if a client calls you up, you're able to actually say, yes, I can be there in an hour. Sometimes clients actually really need your videos or your services right now. And then it's nice to be able to tell them that, yeah, you are available. You don't have to check if you can get hold of some gear to actually use. Another reason why I think it's good to own your gear is that you get more practice. By owning your gear, you're able to go out and have fun with your camera whenever you want to. I think that the reason you want to be a filmmaker, at least the reason I want to be a filmmaker, is because I think it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun just making these videos, and I just think that that should be the motivation. And if I don't own a camera, how can I get that practice or have fun like that? By owning your gear, you also have the opportunity to charge more, or at least charge more money that you can get yourself. When budgeting for a client, you will usually put in rental prices in the budget. That means that you are telling the client that it will cost this much to have an FX6 on set. It doesn't matter if you own the camera or if you rent the camera. But obviously, if you rent a camera, that money will go back to you. So in time, you will have paid down that camera. This is not a brag, but me having $150,000 revenue or 1.5 million kroner revenue last year, obviously it paid back whatever I invested, which was around $50,000 or 500,000 kroner last year. By owning your gear, you also learn how to use your gear better. I'm not just talking about the practice, I'm talking about how some situations on set or at work might be very stressful. And by just knowing how to change the settings on your camera, how to expose, how to work with that exact camera, it will be a benefit to you as a filmmaker. For more pros on this, read the article at onefilmmaker.com. Let's skip to the pros of renting your gear. When renting your gear, you're able to actually use new stuff all the times. There will be updates coming in the camera world or every month. So if you want to have the best gear possible, then maybe you should be renting, because you can always rent the latest camera or the latest light, whatever it is, the latest. Another good thing is that you don't have to pay for insurance. When you're renting gear, insurance is usually covered by whatever provider of the rental you're doing. So that's one less expense right there. Also, maybe the most obvious reason is that you might not have the cash to pay out that much, and I don't think you should ever take up a loan to get yourself camera gear. So in short term, renting will be cheaper. It's also a great opportunity to test gear. If you don't know what kind of camera or camera system you want to go for, maybe renting is for you, because you will be able to test different brands, different systems, and actually know for sure what kind of camera you're getting when you're actually buying one. I chose to buy my gear because I see the reasons for buying gear more relevant to me than the reasons not to, or the reasons to rent my gear. But if you want to have a full view of whether you should buy or rent your gear, what actually suits you the best in your situation, check out my article or post on the blog onefilmmaker.com. I'm looking forward to helping you further, and I hope this video was helpful.